Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. We have a stat video. We're going to be looking at the last two home games, the defeat against Manchester United and the win against Everton. See what the difference is with this wing-back system. Let's jump on the Mac and let's take a look.
I don't need saving. Could you leave me alone?
Right then, so we're on the Mac. Let's take a look at player positions, and we're going to begin with Manchester United. The three players that I want to highlight is 15, Jamal Lewis. Over here, Emil Kraft, 17. I know the right wing-back position has been changed. And Callum Wilson. Interestingly, did you know, against Everton, Joe Linton, that's the first time he's missed a Premier League game for Newcastle. Is it a sign of things? Who knows? But also against Manchester United on this graphic, doesn't show you, but it does on the next one against Everton, is that we attacked very, very little down that right-hand side. It was almost 0%. And funny enough, the goal came from Emil Kraft's cross where Luke Shaw deflected it in. But if we take a look next at the Everton one, and then if again, I just want to highlight the right-hand side. 3% of our players going down that right-hand side, which isn't great for me. We are predominantly going down this left flank, and I want to talk about Jamal Lewis again a little bit later, but I wanted to highlight the player positions yet again. Jamal Lewis, 15, Jacob Murphy, 23, Callum Wilson, number 13. All the other positions are very similar to the Manchester United ones, but if we go back again and take a look now, Jamal Lewis, 15, right wing back, Emil Kraft, and Callum Wilson, right? And then we go back to the Everton one once again. Look where they are. Jamal Lewis is slightly advanced. Our right wing back is slightly higher up, hitting towards average position halfway line. But Callum Wilson is so far more advanced. Got to get him further up the pitch, the better. He's scoring goals for fun, and that was a key element from the Everton game. If we look at where we are shooting from goal next, and we'll take a look at Manchester United, we only had 6 shots on target, which it was better than the previous games, don't get me wrong, but for me we need to see more and more chances being created at home. But if we take a look at the Everton one, we've now had 9 shots on target, and of course the more shots that you take, the more likelihood that you're going to score. That's a common fact. But interestingly, if I have a highlight this, have a look where all the shots have came from, which is all from the central to the right. If you go back to Manchester United, nothing from the right. Strange that, isn't it? Very strange. How's the goalkeeper got on? Let's take a look at Carl Darlow. So Carl Darlow was extremely busy against Manchester United, having to do 10 saves in total. A very, very busy goalkeeper. But if you take a look at Everton, he wasn't troubled that much. Of course, a lot of the shots were from distance and didn't go over, of course, and he only had to do 4 saves. But if you take a look here, and I want to highlight this, is look how many crosses he had to deal with against Everton. There's absolutely tons there. Everton a lot more physical. I know Ancelotti's playing a lot more attractive football, but it's still the physical side. Because if you compare that against Manchester United's, and you look at that, Darlow was much busier for his crosses. So again, Carl Darlow's been brilliant. Against Wolves away, he should have done a lot better. But you know, when Dubravka comes back, there's a question mark there. Does Dubravka come straight back in? I wanted to also highlight passes beyond the final third, and this is against Manchester United. To say Callum Wilson, of course, you would expect him to have the most passes in the final third, being a striker, and also passes inside the own third. Fernandes is top. This was Manchester United, but if we take a look at now Everton, surprisingly, only Callum Wilson was passing in that final third successfully for an attack. That's a bit alarming, despite we're winning the game. And of course, if you look at the successful passes over on the right-hand side, Fabian Schär in the own half, of course, defenders would top that. But again, the differences between the two is that we've had a lot more midfielders break through in Manchester United, which surprised me a little bit, considering we didn't have many shots as what we had against Everton. But in that final third, we need more bodies going into that, making passes beyond that. Coming in now to ball possession, pass accuracy, and these are all similar kind of stats against Man United and Everton. This is the Man United graphic. We only had 38% possession, but if you click to Everton, it's 37% if you look here. So they're extremely difficult. Going back to Man United, pass accuracy is 78. Everton, it's 81. We always go longer than most teams that we do play against. Everton, 13% of our balls were long. And then Manchester United was 14%. If you look at Man United, it's only 7%. And then Everton's only 4%. So we do mix it up a little bit. We do go long if need be as well. We'll have a look at a couple of the individual stats next before we wrap up. Is with the dribbles, saint-maximim's always top. We always know that because he likes to go beyond. Fernandez is always strong in the air. Is the two things that I've picked up here. But interestingly, if you look at crosses, you might need to pause this bit. Jamal Lewis had the most crosses successfully against Manchester United. But also, if you look at Everton as well, if you go to the crosses section, it's Jamal Lewis again who's had the most crosses with 4, although only one of them was successful. He is a real outlet, and I think a lot of people aren't picking up on this with Newcastle, is that Jamal Lewis is getting a little bit of criticism defensively, but going forward, he is an outlet for us, especially with the wing-back system. We seem to be going a lot more down the left flank than we are using the right. Interestingly though, I wanted to pick up the dribbles again against Everton, because actually Miggy was more successful than what saint-maximin was at dribbles, although ASM always does the most. His success rate is actually bettered by Miggy Almiron, so that was interesting. But that is it.
Right, and so let me know what you think of the stats. And there you have it. That is a wrap, everybody. A couple of days' time, we've got the preview with myself and Jonny as we face Southampton away on Friday night. Of course, the last time we played Southampton, that was the last game I attended, where we won 1-0 thanks to saint-maximin. So it's a shame with the pandemic, isn't it? But we'll bring the preview in a couple of days. Let me know what you think of the situation with the wing backs. Are you slightly surprised by any of those stats that I've came up with there? Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
I don't need saving.